to the Flannel Tribe podcast, where we take a deep dive into the music that defined a generation. From the fading echoes of glam metal to the rise of raw and gritty grunge.
Whether you rocked out in high school back then, or you're just curious about this legendary era, join us as we explore the music that made us, and maybe still does.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome, Plaid Pack, to the Flannel Tribe podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Jay.
I'm Tom.
It's Tom, Mr. Sticky Sweet himself.
She goes down.
What is up? What's on the agenda for today? What are we doing?
Rattlesnake shake.
We could be. So, last episode we were talking about what killed the glam rock, the glam metal. How did it end? Why did it end? Why did grunge come into favor? Today we're going to talk about an album that helped
35 fucking years old. 35.
helped that happen.
35 fucking years. That's insane.
I remember when it came out.
Me too. Actually, this particular album, me and this kid Justin, we went halves on the cassette tape. We both put in a few bucks. I had
What did you have?
no money, you know.
Did
It
you
was
have like a shared custody?
yeah. No, I had I had like a couple dollars in change, and he scrounged up some money, and we went and bought the cassette tape up at Fine Tunes. And basically, I had custody of the tape.
Fine Tunes local record store.
And I had custody of the tape, so I made him a copy, but I kept the original. And yeah,
Shit, that worked out.
honestly, to this day, I still feel kind of shitty about it. But it was so
You took
weird.
you took the tape, you put it in your dual cassette boombox,
Mm-hmm.
and you made a cheap copy. Probably used one of those, one of those 120-minute tapes. Quality's terrible.
Yeah, for the 45-minute album.
Yeah.
I put it on like 3 times. I recorded it for him.
Dr. Feelgood.
So that's what we're doing is Dr. Feelgood by Motley Crue.
I feel like you need to explain why you say Motley Crue with that accent. Because you've done it a few times.
Oh my God. It was it from Metallica's Day in the Life of, right?
It was, yeah.
And I remember, whatever that guy was, and I don't know why that's always in my head, and it's like a Motley Crue.
Because it stuck in your head, I think it was Bob Rock, who's the producer of Dr. Feelgood and happens to be the producer of Metallica's Black Album, as if you don't know. I think it was him telling a story about recording that record.
Yeah, that's right.
About some guy who was there, and then that's how he pronounced it. So Bob Rock actually did the impression by going Motley Crue, and then
got it. Yeah.
So Tom picked up on it.
And I do the very horror. Actually, it's funny. I was in the grocery store.
So wait,
yesterday.
So how long is a year and a half in the life? I mean, how old is that? So it came out in 92. So it's 32 years old, I think. And so Tom's been doing that for 32 years.
Well, I was in the grocery store yesterday, and when I was getting ready to leave, and I'm thinking about this episode and all, and I was going over that, and I'm sitting there going, Motley Crue, and then I'm going, am I even saying it right? Then I'm going, where the fuck did I even get that from? There was something. So yeah, I'm driving home in the truck by myself, listening to this album, refreshing my memories, and I'm just going, Motley Crue. So here we are, 1989 release of Motley Crue on, not Mötley Records, it was on Elektra at the time with, yes, you said the Bob Rock producer. Fucking don't like Bob Rock.
So that's another thing. Here, before we digress, what's wrong with Bob Rock?
I don't know. I don't even like how he looks. It's weird fucking blonde hair.
You don't like Bob Rock because, he does. I don't think he has that long blonde hair anymore.
And then when he plays bass on everybody's album, like he did on the Black Album, like he did on a bunch of songs on this album, because I don't know why Nikki Sixx wasn't there. I thought he was sober.
No, he was there. I think Bob Rock only played bass on, I think, one song. Anyways,
look it up.
Here, think about Bob Rock and think about what.
I think about Bob Rock when I shit.
Think about what he did. We need to get him on. Call him up.
Bobby.
We need to get him on because think about what that guy did for not only Crew but Metallica. Now he might be, people think, oh, he made Metallica radio friendly. I think that's why people don't like him. He took the edge out of Metallica.
Well, yeah. He
But
messed that up. I really
you hire
personally
him.
feel.
You hire that guy because you know he's going to do that.
Right.
I'll say this about Dr. Feelgood. It's the first. Now, when this album came out, I'm 12 years old. It's the
Fucking
first
12?
album. 12, yeah. Same as you. 12. So this album came out, and it's the first time I ever noticed the sound of an album. Or ever said, something's different about this record. It just sounds so clear. It sounds so good. It's the first time I ever noticed that about any record. And so I'm listening to it, and it's it's definitely the cassette. Mm-hmm. I'm willing to bet it's your cassette, your shared custody cassette, because I didn't have it at first.
Actually, I don't know where it is. I was actually going to go dig through the big, huge box of cassettes that I have.
I might have it.
And
I might have forgotten to give it back. No, but I know I had it, and I know it wasn't mine. And I can only assume it might have been yours. It was somebody at school I borrowed it from.
Maybe it was. I'm 89% sure, because that's when it came out. I'm 89% sure I have it.
Yeah, so I'm talking. I'm noticing the production on the record. First time ever I've noticed something like that. So it becomes Crue's best-selling record. They had the most hits off of this album, and it sounds fantastic. And that's obviously because of Bob Rock.
I'm sure, for sure. But as you said about the most hits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, there's 5 singles. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 singles.
Yeah.
Did you see what they were backed with? All their B-sides?
No. What is the B-sides?
So,
I mean,
I really found this.
It's a rare occasion that the B-side is even important.
Right. And that, now listen to what you said. Dr. Feelgood. The B-side is Sticky Sweet. Kickstart My Heart. The backside is She Goes Down. Without You.
Poetry.
The B-side, or the backside, is Slice of Your Pie.
All right.
Don't Go Away Mad. Just Go Away. Is Rattlesnake Shake. Same Old Situation. Now I'm going to point out right here is they pretty much re-released the entire album through singles.
Yeah.
Same Old Situation gets released, and it's backed with Wild Side. No idea why.
Live?
I personally don't think so. I tried to look into it a little bit.
That's weird.
I didn't see anything about it being live, but it's backed with Wild Side.
All right, so hold on. Go down the line there again. What else? What song from the record is not included?
Time for Change.
Time for Change and TNT.
That's it. So Time for Change, they didn't put that on a B-side, and I'm guessing, because how I feel, that's a pretty decent song, I think is single-worthy. So why would you go back to Wild Side?
We'll get
That's
into that.
really weird.
That song closes the record, but I don't know. I love that song. It's probably one of their most underrated songs, in my opinion.
Right.
So yeah, I didn't actually think of that. Of course, I saw that. I know there are 5 singles that came out. I remember seeing the videos, all that shit. But I didn't even think about that. Basically, the whole album is included
in all the singles, yes.
Right.
And I've never noticed that until, I was going back and checking all this out, and I saw that, and I go, no kidding. And the funny thing is, there's 11 tracks on the album.
Yeah.
And 10 actual songs. And on the 5 singles, they pretty much put all the other songs as B-sides. I think that's just very odd, and that's the first time I've ever noticed that.
I don't see that type of shit. That's not up to them, though. That's up to Elektra. 95% certain. If they weren't even... No, bands don't... If they're an employee of Elektra Records at that point, so they're saying, okay, here's your singles. 5 is a lot for a record.
Oh, shit. I mean, technically, it's half the album. Your 11th one's an instrumental. It's not even... It's almost
it's
no
an
music.
Intro. I consider that the intro to Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah. So you're working on 10 songs, and half your album was released as singles. So, yeah, definitely pretty good.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. I wonder why. No, I just think the album was well received. So they just kept putting shit out. Because normally it was like 3 singles, right? 1 rock song, 1 ballad, another rock song, and then fuck them on to the next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this got a lot of attention. You know, Hysteria did. There's a lot of, well, not a lot, but there's some records that got special attention.
Yeah, when this came out, I mean, I do remember the video for Dr. Feelgood. Oh, you remember? And MTV would do the world premiere.
Mm-hmm.
But then, after the world premiere, it was exclusive for a while. Remember they would have the exclusive on the screen? MTV
No.
exclusive? Oh, damn, man.
So what's that mean? That means you're not going to find it on VH1?
I don't know. I almost thought it was like, all right, they do the whole world premiere, and then it had the world premiere logo next to all the copy that's on the screen. And then after that, I think maybe it was under exclusive for a little while. I'm going to have to look that up because it was under exclusive for a little while, some of these newer videos. So maybe it's like, hey, this video's been out maybe for a couple weeks, so it's exclusive. I don't know. But I do remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember that. But
fuck off. I mean, hey, sorry.
I do remember every single video and seeing it, I think all of them on heavy rotation.
For sure.
They were all on the countdown. They were all played all the time. So this album, Dr. Feelgood, I got conflicting release dates.
Yeah?
Yeah, I found multiple sources that claimed the 2 different release dates. Either August 28th, 1989, or September 1st, 1989. I'm thinking it's September 1st, only because I saw that officially posted by Motley Crue. But I've seen wrong dates from I mean, does it actually matter? No, not really. But just for the sake of conversation, it's 3 days off. But actually, you know what? I didn't even think to look out what days that falls on. Right. In 1989, it would have been a Tuesday, no doubt about it. It was always on fucking Tuesday.
And that was, you know, what's very weird with music.
Give me a hot minute. Yeah, go ahead.
Right now is that going back to Fine Tunes, he would get that the new deliveries would come in on Friday, but yeah, Tuesday they would be put out on the shelves
because that's what they were told to do.
And now today, in the world of streaming, music released on Friday, and you have it Friday most of the time.
So in 1989, this is interesting to know. Neither of those dates are a Tuesday. August 28th is a Monday, and then
so that's weird.
August 28th, 1989 is a Monday. September 1st is a Friday. Motley Crue is saying it's September 1st. If you find like Wikipedia or something, right, it's August 28th.
So it had to be then.
I mean, it's a 4-day difference. What's the big fucking deal? But, you know, I like the fucking minute details, know.
Then it had to be September, 1st you said? It has to be that.
Which is a Friday, yeah.
And whatever. I don't care. It came out the day I bought it. That's as far as I'm concerned when it came out.
Did you buy it on its release day?
I have no fucking idea.
So, It came out sometime in the last week of August and September 1st, 1989.
Yes.
You know, whatever. I heard from Bob Rock. I was talking with him.
I just missed that conference call.
Right. Apparently they were pretty tough to work with, those fucking guys.
I mean, if you just finished doing smack and everything.
No, they're sober.
Wouldn't you be? Right. You're all done with it.
Oh,
I'm
finished,
sure
yeah.
you're going to be a little on edge.
I'm fucking
trying to figure out how to go into a studio without being all banged up. I'm sure they got to be trying to figure out how to do it all. It's under sobriety when you're not used to that. But this here album, I
they were
did
supposedly
read.
Not that they didn't have a hard time to work with Bob Rock. They had a hard time working with each other.
They recorded this album separately.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of them were ever, like, I guess, really in the same room. So it's kind of like going in and going, oh, all right, well, that's what they laid down, and now you do your part. So that's a little crazy.
It is crazy. Well, how many bands? When I was a kid, I used to think like all my favorite bands, they live together. They're all in the same house. They're all like the fucking Monkees or something. You know what I mean? Or the Brady Bunch.
Well, they did live together at one point, for sure. Now, there's whatever story was. Oh, actually, I think it was Whit Crew that they had a place, and who knows? I think Guns N' Roses, like Slash or whatever, might even have been there. And it was like they didn't even have a front door on their apartment. It was just there was no door. That's how they lived and slept. And it was like 4 or 5 different members of different bands all in like one place. So technically, you're right. They did live together. Yeah,
and then that's from The Dirt, I think, when they talk about that stuff. If you read the book, I read the book and I saw the Netflix movie too.
Yeah,
and
which
all right.
I actually I liked the movie. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. I don't have anything bad to say about it. There's parts that were in The Dirt, the book, that were not in the movie. I mean, that happens every time.
Yeah. How do you get like actual movie script? Like each page is, an X amount of time in a movie. And how many pages are in that book? I have it behind me. I'm way too fucking lazy to go and grab it. But it's like, all right, so what are you going to have? A 5-hour movie? And then you have to make it, flow because it's a movie. So you might have to fluff it up here and there. So it all, there's continuity in there.
Yeah. There's some shit left out. Of course, they got to fit it in 90 minutes or whatever, however long it is.
Exactly.
How long does it take to read the book? I don't know. Probably took me a fucking month.
Yeah, no, I think I still have to read the first half of the first chapter. No, I actually read that all the way through.
This is their only #1 record. This album went up to #1, so good for them on that. It's also their best-selling record. How many did it sell? A lot.
Actually, yeah, that's what I did find online when I went to search and see how many they sold. Right there online, it just Google said a lot. And I said, all right, well then I'll jot that down.
Well, I think
later.
it's certified for I think 6 million. 6 million that they could probably recertify and
so it's like 6 times platinum.
Right. It would be a lot more. Cut it right here.
Cut.
Do you hear something coming through on my end?
Right now, I don't hear anything.
I thought I heard somebody fucking screaming. Whatever. Shit. I'm trying to record a podcast.
The Finkelstein shit, kid.
Son of a bitch.
Is that the new peace sign? What is that?
What is that? Some kind of new peace sign? Is this a landmark record? Would you consider this a landmark album?
Landmark.
I think it was their biggest album. It's definitely their biggest album. I remember I remember it being everywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We're not gonna and it's not I don't know. Maybe it's not like the Alice in Chains episode. How does this relate to the Flannel Tribe podcast, though? What does this have to do with the I don't know. I guess it's the transition, right? From
Yeah, because
this
you're
is kind of like the end,
Yeah,
or the winding down.
I mean, let's see, 89.
The only people that were listening to grunge in 1989 lived 3,000 miles away from us.
Right.
So, and it was what, punk? It wasn't even probably, it was punk. It's not
Right.
grunge. But
I mean, didn't Skid Row come out in 89 also?
yeah,
Yeah. So,
or at least
this
their
is
album did.
right. So I kind of think like this album, Skid Row and stuff. It was almost like, not that they knew it, but it was it was like another solid effort in this time period before the inevitable happens.
I just think it's a great fucking record. There's not many records that I can play start to finish where I don't skip. Well, I don't know, some couple songs on this one, but I think it's a solid album. We decided to do this because it coincides with a 35th anniversary release that Motley Crue is putting out. I just happened to see targeted ad somewhere. They're like, "Hey, fucking
From
buy this."
Target.
Right?
From the
So
Walmarts.
There's a 35th anniversary box set coming out. The 20th. What?
20th? Or no.
22nd. So like Friday.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Right.
weird.
But it's called the 35th anniversary box set or something.
Yeah.
So they're putting, I don't know, it's like remastered again with extra demos and stuff like that. Anyway, so we were like, hey, let's just talk about this record.
The timing works, and
Right. I guess we'll go track by track and say what we think. Terror in Tinseltown, right? TNT.
TNT.
Track number 1.
You know who wrote that? Sick. You want a little I forgot we're doing the pausing.
A little what? Anyway, so there was a clip of that part where it goes, Dr. Davis, telephone please.
Yeah, the Queensryche.
Right,
Queensryche, yeah.
I swear I heard that other places.
Yeah.
Did you?
It's funny that you say that.
That whole Dr. Davis, telephone please, I swear that's been in like a million things.
I'm wondering if you're thinking on Slippery When Wet, Social Disease, but there's, in the intro of that song, the girl goes, Dr. Bon Jovi, please something or another, and then it goes into the song. So it's similar. That's what instantly came to my head.
If you're ever in the hospital, right, and you're fucking laid out on the stretcher, you're about ready to go under.
Because Vince Neil fucking wiped out the car and you got fucking
killed. No,
Yeah,
too soon.
And then you're laying there dead, and then you hear,
And then you hear the
on the
nurse
hospital,
hear the nurse say, Dr. Bon Jovi.
Yep.
Dr. Bon Jovi, and you're like, fuck, no.
I'm dead. No, I'm dead.
Don't lay your hands on me.
Keep the faith.
Bon Jovi puns aside, I feel like Terror in Tinseltown, TNT, is just an intro to Dr. Feelgood. Like, you can play, there's barely a space between the tracks. Is that a door slamming? There's a door slam.
Yeah, it's got to be like the back doors of an ambulance, because it sounds like the ambulance came in and fucking locked them up. And
Right.
that's what's even funnier.
Then it goes into Dr. Feelgood, track number 2. I don't know. I was digging it.
I remember that part. That part was good.
It's
I like what he
surprising.
did there.
It's surprisingly their only gold single, which I find hard to believe considering Home Sweet Home exists. But I guess Home Sweet Home did not do as well as it did on Dial MTV.
Probably because MTV, because everybody wanted their MTV and had to have their cable providers provide it. So the expansion of MTV from, 84, 85 to
Right.
89 has changed, and the audience is now there. And it's huge.
Right. Well, yeah.
That's why big production and Dr. Feelgood.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Jimmy, he's a secondhand hood. Deals out in Hollywood.
Right.
He's got a 65 Chevy, primered flames. Transfer to powder goods.
So, in other words, it's about he's a drug dealer, and he is the one that they call Dr.
Feelgood.
Dr. Bon Jovi.
Dr. Bon Jovi. I forgot what. Oh, man, I wish I could remember what it says. Dr. Bon Jovi, please, something. Please come to the fucking nurses station. I don't know. Something.
What if they called the album Dr. Bon Jovi instead of Dr. Feelgood? Do you think it would have been as successful?
Oh, my God. That would be fucking hilarious.
The new Motley Crue album, Dr. Bon Jovi.
Actually, maybe I'll have to bring that up when we get there. Because I mentioned Skid Row.
Yeah.
89, their album comes out.
Right, the first one.
Yes.
Maybe we'll do that album at some point.
Right. But Skid Row appears on this album for 89 release. I wonder if they were in the same studios.
Were they friends?
Or
Maybe they're
close by.
friends. Maybe they were bros. What is said in that deep voice?
Come and play with Dr. Feelgood.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he says, listen to Jimmy. Come play with Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah, I knew the Dr. C. I knew the other part.
When I first heard it, I thought it was backwards. I'm like, is that backwards talking?
Oh,
no.
Fucking Mick Mars. You see him lip sync it in the video. But listen to Jimmy. He's a second-hand hood.
Listen to Jimmy. Come play with Dr. Feelgood. It's their first top 10 song.
Well,
might have been their only top 10. No, I don't think so. No.
Hold on. I can't edit that out if you talk. Oh, you don't hear it. The dog's lapping water.
We'll wait.
Yeah, I mean, what a fucking time to be thirsty.
Jesus.
Fucking dog. It's like that balls.
It's like unbelievable.
Damn it!
So anyways, it's their first top 10 track. Peaked at number 6. I'm sure anybody that's listening to this knows the fucking song anyways. Dr. Feelgood.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on. Slice of Your Pie. Track number 3. Thom, that was Slice of Your Pie. What do you think of that fucking track?
Sure was. Steven Tyler is very prominent on that track.
You know what? I didn't even know that was him. Now I hear it. It's like,
right,
it's him.
But here's the other thing with that as I started to refresh my memories,
all right,
on this song, yeah, you have Steven Tyler in that very beginning. I honestly think it sounded like an Aerosmith song in the very beginning, the very intro of it. Gave me that feeling that could have been the song after The Other Side from Aerosmith on Pump.
Well, weren't they recording Pump at the time?
Well, that too. So now...
That's why Steven Tyler's on the album, like a few songs.
All right, so now we really got to start figuring shit out here. If this is 89, now I don't know when Pump came out. And this was recorded in fucking Vancouver. And a lot of bands recorded in Vancouver, especially at that time.
I don't know about Pump because I was checking about Dr. Feelgood.
Right. No, it's weird, all these connections that I'm starting to put together.
You know what we have to do?
Is get tarot cards.
Well, we can either get tarot cards or we can get Steven
Steven
Tyler and maybe like Nikki Sixx or somebody on the show,
probably.
and have them fill us in.
Let us know. Hey, page me. I got a beeper.
Listen, if you can get Steven Tyler, if you're watching this and you can get or listening and you can get either Nikki Sixx or Steven Tyler,
Steve, come on, Steve.
we're trying to figure out what the timeline here. So that'll help it out
For sure.
The cool thing about Slice of Your... Now, actually, I dig that song, Slice of Your... I love the riff. Not about the lyrics for me. That song grooves. I think it's a badass song. The ending is sick as hell. It takes a little turn.
Right. So here's my thing.
All right. What's your thing?
That. At about 1:43... No, sorry, not 1:40. At like 2:43...
Talking about a timestamp?
Of Slice of Your Pie. It's right about when that song should have ended, but there's almost like no Motley Crue song that's that short. This could have been. And then they go in with 1:43 or so left and put in this bullshit fucking outro. But, hold on.
What?
No. That outro is really cool. Totally unrelated to the other part of the song. And I almost feel like they're like, well, we can't have a 2.5-minute song because Motley Crue doesn't have 2.5-minute songs. So they added this almost 2-minute outro. Slice of Your Pie sucks. And then they added that to make it better.
I disagree. Now the lyrics are hokey, all right? It's, you know what I mean? But the song is like...
Around.
It's like he's got fucking... It's one verse... It's like 2 verses, 2 choruses, that's that. The end of the song, which is basically a sort of rehash, tip of the hat to the Beatles. The end of that song is I Want You from Abbey Road.
Yeah.
So if you listen to that...
Hold on. She's So Heavy.
That's the same song.
Right.
It's called I Want... It's one of those parenthesis things. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Anyways, I think that ending of the song fucking makes it. But the riff...
Well, thank God.
But the riff, that riff, I think that's a nasty riff. I don't know. I just like it. It's got a great groove.
It does, but when you come out of Dr. Feelgood, not even counting lyrics, when you come out of Dr. Feelgood and it's... And then you go into it and it's like, I don't know. It was a very Aerosmithy vibe that I got. And I'm going, you really toned it down quick the way the track's set up from Dr. Feelgood to that.
Well, they can't all be bangers, I guess. All right, I dig the song.
Hated it.
All right, well then, what'd you think of this one? Rattlesnake Shake, track number 4. Is that your cup of tea?
Better.
No.
Actually, they all were involved in the writing of that song. It's probably the first of their whole fucking discography.
What was with the rattlesnake shaking? Motley Crue has Rattlesnake Shake. Skid Row has What's the name of their song?
Who?
Skid Row. It's off their first record. Shake Like a Rattlesnake or something like that.
Shake, shake, shake it like a rattlesnake.
Right.
Boom, boom, baby,
right, that's the
every
one.
Night.
Doing the rattlesnake. Is it also called Rattlesnake Shake? Anyways.
Sure is. And oh shit, there was another band that had one too. Was it on that Danger Danger album?
Danger Danger, the one with Bang Bang?
No. It was a shittier album. I forgot.
Shittier than that one?
I actually bought it. They had a song called Monkey Business. came out when fucking Slave to the Grind came out. Actually, that might be the name of the album. Is Monkey Business.
Slave to the Grind?
Actually, no. No. It is actually titled Monkey Business.
All right.
Is that the one that has the lyric, Snake wants to spit?
Yes. Yeah, the Motley Crue one. Yeah. What do you think he's talking about? I don't know if rattlesnakes are actually known to spit. I'm not sure what he's talking about.
I don't know. I don't think I'm of age to know. In 89. Right now.
Well, I don't know.
He's
Whatever.
talking about his fucking dick.
Are you saying that the rattlesnake is like a metaphor for his...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Woo-ha!
Well, I don't know anything about that, but the horns at the end. What do you think of the horns at the end? I thought was fucking...
Oh, my God, and that, too. Also, and they got Motley Crue. See what sobriety does? You got horns.
Usually when bands get sober, they put out shit. But this happens to be their best record, I think.
And half of this album must have been written when they wrote Girls.
Yeah, it's a terrible thing to say, but when you ever notice a band that's always all fucked up, and then they get clean, and then they put on a record, and you're like, well, maybe do some drugs next time because this ain't that good.
Right. Yeah, just stick to what you're good at.
Right.
Fucking
Which is
heroin and music.
Blow, heroin.
Yeah, just cut it out.
Yeah.
Put on the show.
Right.
And apparently when rock stars clean up, they start telling everybody else, oh, you got to clean up. They start becoming preachers.
They start doing those rad commercials.
Mm.
Do you remember those?
Rock against drugs.
Exactly.
So, yeah, the horns, I don't fucking... No, it's like, eh. And that's what happens. I actually
wasn't really crazy about the horns.
And that also goes back to Slice of Your Pie. They're extending their songs. It's almost like, oh, the song ends, we don't know what to do, and they add this other part. Slice of Your Pie does that, and now Rattlesnake Shake does that.
No, dude, that's called writing a song. I mean, they're writing a song. They don't have to... It's part of the song. If you want to talk about shit that doesn't belong, and we'll talk, in songs, how about the fucking 90-minute outro to Layla? You know what I mean?
That's because his kid fell out of a window.
No. That's way after.
Yeah, no, I know. That's fucking drug related, and
that song takes forever to end. It fucking sucks. It really drags.
Yeah, I know. That's why when he does it on MTV Unplugged, and the audience is like, Milo!
That's an inside joke that no one will get.
Nope. Here's to Milo.
If you're listening. Layla. And then there's another one I thought of, too, that has the ending. Hey Jude is another one. That goes on and on and on. Oh, it fucking sucks.
At one point, as far as I know, Hey Jude is the longest outro recorded, I think.
Did they purposely try to break records? Because it fucking sucks. I'll be honest with you. It sucks.
Judah!
It's fucking terrible. Yes, I'd rather listen to the end of Slice of Your Pie on repeat than listen to Hey fucking Jude. I'm sorry. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I know we're on Shake the Rattlesnake, but go back to Slice of That Pie again.
Slice of that. Hey, go back to Slice of That Pie. Yeah, what about it?
In the lyrics, and I didn't look them up, does he fucking say, pour me up a slice of that pie? Or a slice of your pie. Pour me up.
No, he says, cut me up.
Sounds like pour. Pour me up a slice of that pie.
I can see where you're thinking he might say pour, but he's not, because you don't pour pie.
Right.
That's not what he's saying. He's saying cut. The horns at the end of Rattlesnake Shake, that's by a group of horn. What's a group of horn players called?
Horn players.
Horners. Anyways, they're called the Margarita Horns.
Margaritas.
They can also be heard, if you're into that, on Slippery When Wet. If you hear horns on that record, Permanent
Love
Vacation.
is a social disease. That's probably where they are.
Permanent Vacation, they're on. They're on A Little Ain't Enough by David Lee Roth. They're on also Get a Grip from Aerosmith. So they're on Permanent and Get a Grip from Aerosmith.
Huh.
Same group of horn players, if that's of any interest to anyone. That's useless trivia.
I thought you were about to say it to anyone that's useless.
Or that. Apparently you can...
anybody that's useless.
Apparently you can hire these guys called the Margarita Horns to play on your glam metal record. So with that, it brings us to the next song, which is, I think everyone knows, Kickstart My Heart, track number 5. It's like the fucking Brady Bunch. You're just looking around at different squares.
Yeah, look at the... Hang on. I'm going to look at you. That's how it looks right now.
Oh, yeah. All right. Me too. Ah.
That's going to look funny. I got to keep it that way.
Except for when it's fucking...
reversed.
When it's arranged like this for social media. Anyways, Kickstart My Heart. What do you say about it? It's... I don't know. I think it was their opener on this tour to support this album. I think they opened with Kickstart My Heart. And I think after that, it's been their closer. Who hasn't heard this song to death? It's a great song.
It definitely is. Certainly is.
Is it overplayed? Yeah, probably. But
to me, believe it or not, does that matter? Nope.
No, you're still digging it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun song. It's a
and
hype.
that's the thing is with that song, the intro to Wild Side, the intro to Kickstart, it's get ready, dude. It's such a different build up.
You like the car shifting
songs.
Type sound that Mick Mars does with
right.
his...
I mean, it doesn't sound like a fucking Honda Civic coming by, but it sounds a little better. But the thing is, those intros, Wild Side and Kickstart, and actually if you kind of listen to them, I didn't put them back to back. A little similarity, no?
Not really, just that they're both in A, I think. Or,
yeah, that's not similar.
Motley Crue tunes down a whole step.
No, but just when Wild Side...
Well, it's just a dive. He just does it with this whammy bar.
And then you have, it just, I don't know, I hear this somewhat similarity, not saying it's the exact notes or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is a similar concept.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to go for. I think that's just about as strong as Wild Side. I also think Kickstart is... Shit, it's probably one of the fastest songs on the fucking album.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if you would put heaviest. I think Dr. Feelgood has the heaviest. But still, Kickstart, it's like, what a song. And to hear that come out live, never been to a Crue show, unfortunately. I know you have, but...
I don't know. I'm not really tired of the song.
No, I'm not either. I honestly think anytime it comes on, this is awesome. I like it. I appreciate that it's on. I get into it. It does give me that probably the same energy it did way back then.
It's a strong track. Is it the strongest one on the record? Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think probably, and Dr. Feelgood is right behind it.
All right, so now we will, let's take it down a little bit, all right, with Pillow Talk.
Without You.
Go ahead, yeah, that's beautiful.
Without You is track number 6. This one is written by Six, like every song is, and Mars.
All right, so Without
Track
You.
number
Track
6.
number 6. Written by Nikki Sixx and Mick Mars.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, that's the ballad on the record. Supposedly about, though, Heather Locklear, yeah, which is Tommy's wife. Are they banging her?
So Without You is supposed to be written by Nikki Sixx. Again, he does all the songs. But co-written by Tommy Lee because of Heather Locklear. But then there's some info that it says Mick Mars. So I don't know. It's conflicting.
The writing credits for the song are Nikki Sixx and Mick Mars. That maybe they took inspiration from Tommy Lee's relationship with Heather Locklear. I don't know.
Maybe.
You remember the video? Remember that when that shit was played all over MTV a lot?
I remember when he pushed the rocks down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See?
And wasn't there a little bit of pyro? They had a little spark thing.
some weird shit. But yeah, I do remember that.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I haven't seen that video in forever.
Yeah.
I
think he has like this long fake pleather, trench coaty thing on too. Vince Neil.
It was 89. It probably wasn't fake.
It was probably pleather.
Pleather.
It's probably fake.
I just remember seeing Mick Mars doing the whole thing on the slide guitar, on the steel guitar, which I thought was pretty cool.
I actually don't recall that.
Really? That's my main takeaway from that video was the steel guitar.
Without You, slip down from the top, slide down slow, girl, you never know.
That's fucking, yeah. Keep that in there. I think that's fucking nice. Yeah. So.
It's not mint. Nice.
No. Moving on to track number 7. Same old situation. SOS. So yeah. It's a classic tale of boy likes girl and girl likes girl.
Yeah.
Leaving that kid, leaving that kid pulling pud for the remainder of the song because he's not getting with Cindy.
Smacking his wagger.
Again, another video I saw played constantly, which actually has nothing to do with the song. It's just a live clip.
That was the one they put the camera inside that big plastic ball. Vince throws it out and the audience throws it around.
That's the one, yeah.
Catches.
Yep.
That's also when Tommy Lee's drum kit goes up and goes out over the audience.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
This is also the same tour that one of my cousin Brett, went to, and he saw it at Hartford Civic Center when Tommy Lee fell and hit the floor.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he was at that show. He saw that.
Ah, yeah. I remember that happened.
Of course, I should have had him on here just for that little teeny moment.
Right, that would have been great.
But then I would be like, all right, now you're done.
But
yeah, he was at that show, he said.
That's cool. I guess they ended it, right? I don't even know what the hell happened. Did he fall out of his drum? Was that on the Dr. Field? No, that was on Girls, Girls, Girls.
No, because Girls was when it went up and out just a little bit over the stage and he tumbled. Dr. Feelgood tour, it went out and they goes through the rafters over the audience, and he does his drum solo and stuff, and he ended up falling off of that
into the crowd.
I guess, or unless it was an aisle or something. But yeah, he ended up, he fell off of it and kind of got a little banged up. But yeah, that was at Hartford Civic Center.
Yeah, he got fucked up. Oh, I have to look into that. I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot that actually happened, and for some reason I thought it was on the Girls tour, but it was Dr. Feelgood.
Yeah. Because the girls, he was in his throne was a seat out of like a car, and he had a seatbelt on. So then when he went up and he went out and he rolled, he was seatbelted in.
Right.
But this here,
See, I thought what happened was the seatbelts failed or something failed, and it caused him to fall. But maybe I got to look it up. I'm not sure.
yeah, man, I'm pretty positive. Of course, if I reach out to him right now, I'm sure I wouldn't get a response. But as far as I know, yeah, he fell off from the ceiling.
Yeah, shit, that sucks.
Yeah.
Well, glad you pulled through there, Tommy Lee.
Tommy.
That the background vocals on that song are done by Bryan Adams. That Bryan Adams.
Yeah.
And also Steven Tyler again, who happened to just be fucking hanging around
recording Pump, probably.
The studio. But they go knock on the door like, hey Steve, come and sing on this fucking thing.
Yeah, wow.
It's probably a lot like that.
Actually, oh my God. Hold on, because I was just listening to the song to Coming Home, and I think in the lyrics, Vince sings something, Walk This Way.
In what?
It's in Same Old Situation. And I think in the lyrics, he says something about Walk This Way.
I just had to run through like the first verse in my head. He didn't say it yet.
Scratching your balls?
Yeah, my balls. That was Same Old Situation. That shit was all over MTV too. But this, you know what? You know what song wasn't all over MTV? This one, Sticky Sweet.
You're laughing because it's fucking horrible.
Mr. Sticky Sweet himself. All right, track number 8. Here we go.
Wow.
Yeah, so Sticky Sweet. I don't know. What do you want to say? It's the music. I like the music.
It's not
is good.
worth saying anything.
I dig the riff.
Sticky, so sticky,
Sticky
sweet.
She's so sticky sweet. You know, I don't know. It's got a nice little groove to it. It's got
Nothing else.
It's got Jack Blades from Night Ranger on it.
Sister Christian.
Yeah, and another appearance by Bryan Adams and Steven Tyler.
Oh, let's make that connection too. So Bryan Adams must have been recording
because they're in Canada, and it might be required to have fucking either Bryan Adams or Celine Dion on your record.
It's a country rule.
Or you can't record there.
No. Bryan Adams must have been recording his album with Everything I Do for You. I forgot the name of that album. That, I believe, is the same time.
That album's, I don't know what that album's called. But that's from what? That song was huge. That's Robin Hood or something?
Right. So I think that's why everybody's there. Everybody was recording in Vancouver.
Right. Motley Crue is recording an album next door. Let's fucking go and be on the songs. Here comes fucking Bryan Adams, Steven Tyler, and some dude from Night Ranger that just come walking in like fucking stray dogs. So Sticky Sweet, you're not entirely. You think it's a filler song?
So, the next song, track 9.
Well, this one is even better. This is sheer poetry right here. This is likely what got this album 6 million sales. A certified by the RIAA 6 million, 6 times platinum. Is track number 9. She Goes Down. What could be said about She Goes Down? It's
track 10 is
it's poetry. It's sort of metaphorical for
Her
what do you-
going down on
right.
the rattlesnake shake because the snake wants to spit.
No. That's a different song. I'm talking about the deep philosophical meaning behind "She Goes Down," track number 9.
Like
Does that
to
mean
town, like she takes a city bus.
no. Is it like she goes like she? What happened to her? Did she fall? Did she faint? Like is she on the ground? She goes down.
Yeah, because that zipping sound is her back giving out.
Well, then why would she laugh? Actually, that's a question. Why
And
would
it
she
is
laugh?
funny when you fall and you see people fall.
If she's unzipping somebody's fly pants or whatever,
No.
like the laughter
Her
is not
coat.
some. Why would you want to? The laughter is not something you want to hear. Why did they have whatever actress did that? Why would they have a zipper sound and then her laughing? Why not have her say like, "Oh my god," you know?
I think she was trying to be hot, and it's weird. You hear the, and there's like this electronic sound to it. It's so
they have some sort of
bad.
effect on her voice. I
So
get
bad.
it.
It's so bad. And she's supposed to be
It's funny
like
that you say it's so bad because I want to point out
alluring.
this. One of my favorite lines. You know, she makes me feel good, just like a bad girl should.
You sound like Tom Brokaw.
Not only do they do the zipper laugh at the intro, but they also do it like 3/4 of the way through. I think again, don't they?
Yeah, it's a lot faster.
Yeah. And then of
So
course
she must be zipping it up. Somebody's coming.
Oh shit! Yeah, it took me a minute. So they have some more randos that happen to show up at the fucking studio that day. Here
Rob
comes Rob.
Affuso.
Right. No, here comes Robin Zander and Rick Nielsen from Cheap Trick.
Oh my god! So they were shooting. They were recording the
Flame.
the flame.
They just finished with that breakup song. You know why they broke up? Because she goes down on everyone.
Down.
Yeah, so the two of them are singing on that song as well, providing backup vocals. She goes down. It's the reason the album is 6 times platinum.
Obviously.
Right. So let's take a look now. Everyone's favorite. Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away. Track number 10. It's and we all know how that song goes. It's a fantastic
It goes like
song.
this.
Yeah.
So for the visually impaired, I headbanged to the beats.
Thanks for pointing that out. Too young to fall in love. Too young to fall in love. No, he says too young to fall in love in that song.
Yeah.
Don't Go Away Mad. Just
Go
go away.
away.
It's
Come on, girls! Why does he call everybody girls in the album? He says it a few times. Says it in Same Old Situation also.
he's encouraging participation from the women, from the girls.
Oh.
Simple.
I didn't know we were technical.
I think the video for that song "Don't Go Away Mad" is a great video. It's fantastic, especially when Vince finally gets to them in L.A.
Right.
They start, a little high five, and they fucking start jamming and shit like that. And,
It is one of those very feel-good songs. And feel-good songs, I don't know, I put those under nice, warm summer nights to where it almost seems like the sun goes down, but it never goes all the way down. You're out. It's a good time. Nobody's pissing you off. Nobody's bothering you. And
except for that girl
But
from the song. You just wanted, yeah.
But it's just one of those freeing type songs. like this and like Wild in the Streets from Bon Jovi or Ride the Wind from Poison. It's just I just feel like those classify under like freeing. They're
A
just
shot of poison by Lita Ford.
yeah, kind of. You know, they have
Yeah.
that similar vibe,
Yeah.
and it's just you put it on, you open the windows, shut up, and listen to it. With that summer warm air, the sweetness in the air, hits you in the face or your long hair, whatever you have, or bald, whatever.
Hits me in the bald.
Do you hit me in the balls?
I think it's a highlight. It's one of the highlights from the record. I don't think I can get sick of it. I think it's just a great song.
Yeah, definitely.
A lot of fun.
And Kyle, I'm sorry, but it's too bad. I think it's a good song. I had to point that out.
Who's Kyle?
Kyle's a guy that I know, and he's going to say something about the song.
It's a good fucking song, Kyle. Shit.
Fucking Kyle's here.
All right, so last track on the album, Time for Change, track number 11. I think it might be one of their most underrated songs.
And I'm going with absolutely.
Time for Change is not only apropos, it's well written. I think it's great lyrics, powerful lyrics.
Who the fuck's Donna McDaniel? So apparently that bitch was part of writing. Sorry, I didn't mean to say bitch. I meant to say lady. That lady was part of writing it.
Maybe.
What the fuck was that? Was that Donna McDaniel?
That was Donna McDaniel. Oh, fuck. Yeah, so anyways, Donna McDaniel's probably just some sort of maybe Diane Warren type songwriter. I don't know. I don't know. Not on Diane Warren's level because her name wasn't clickable. Probably another rando that showed up at the fucking studio. When we get Nikki Sixx here, ask him. Don't forget to ask him.
Ask her. Nikki.
Hey, Nikki.
Who the fuck's Donna McDaniel?
Watch it be like some fucking like sorry ass subject that he doesn't want to bring up. I don't think so. It doesn't add up. But might be like a relative or somebody or something he never wants to talk about ever again. Nobody asked him. He's fucking. He takes his headphones off. He's like, fuck this, and he fucking logs off. He's like, fuck that Flannel tribe fucking people.
Yeah, and it's not. And we're like, Nikki, yeah, but you don't even know how to play bass. Bob Rock had to play it for you.
Bob Rock
on this song.
Yeah, Bob Rock's playing bass on that song.
Yeah. Where were you? Probably Relapse.
I don't think anybody's ever going to say, wow, Nikki Sixx is an amazing bass player. But, he wrote the majority of the songs for Motley Crue.
Nikki Sixx, Les Claypool, same arena.
And you know what's funny about that? Think about that for a second.
Nothing.
Think about that for a second. Think about the caliber of musician that Les Claypool is, and then compared to Nikki Sixx. And that you said same arena.
Right.
So if we put them both in the same arena, who do you think would be the opener? And who do you think would be the headliner? I don't know about you, but I really don't like Primus at all.
No.
That doesn't mean they're not good musicians. My point is, you can be the best fucking person available to play this instrument, and it don't mean shit.
Mm.
It really doesn't. Dr. Feelgood went 6 times platinum. I can't name a Primus album. I know a couple songs, and I fucking hate them. So,
man, you hate music. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, you know what? I quit. Fuck this. Yeah, so Bob Rock's on the bass. Skid Row is singing on the fucking album track too. And which members I don't know. Probably Sebastian Bach because any of the other guys sing.
I think a lot of them were there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty positive Rob Affuso actually in the liner notes. I remember reading it back in '89, but no, I do remember reading it, and it was like I think it said something about the backing vocals, and it was like they were named. I don't think it was just Skid Row. So I think a good part of it was Skid Row, like Bach and Affuso. I don't know why he keeps coming up. I can't because you have it. I think you stole it.
No, you have it.
Justin bought it.
I wish this song got more recognition or.
It is so different than everything else on the album. Completely different than everything else.
I think it's a great way to end the record. It's sort of a little bit of foreshadowing because this happens to be the last studio record with Vince.
Right. So
you can. I guess you can count. Can you count Decade of Decadence? Because they got Primal Scream. They had a couple of new tracks: Rock and Roll Junkie, Angela. What else was on that? A couple of new tracks.
Right. Actually, there was one good song on there that I really liked. You said Rock and Roll Junkie, but I don't think that was it. I think there was another one on that album.
Primal Scream. That was a big hit.
Yeah, Primal Scream and Shout.
Right.
Tear that mother down.
As far as full studio releases, Dr. Feelgood is Vince's last until, but I don't know, whenever. Generation Swine?
Yeah, actually, yes. And, oh my God. Well, they had Anarchy in the UK.
Well, that was a cover, but yeah.
Right. But no, what was the other song? There was
Home Sweet Home, the 1991 version of it.
Oh, no, Teaser. But apparently...
No, that's off of Generation Swine.
Oh, Teaser's on this.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, she's a teaser.
And she's got no heart. Yeah, I know that song.
And that's a Tommy Bolin cover. That's not even original. Huh. Tommy Bolin, Jeff Cook.
Whoever.
Yeah. But yeah, you had Teaser, Rock and Roll Junkie. You have Primal Scream. You have Angela. Angela.
Hey, yo, Angela.
Hey, Angela. You're Samantha. You're Jonathan. Mona.
Any other members of the cast?
Hey, Tony Maselli.
Time for Change. Anything you want to add?
Time for Change is definitely like a song of hope. So not related to that album. I really feel that way. Always felt that way. Very good song. It's kind of nice it wasn't a single and overplayed and killed. It is one of those hidden gems on that album.
It definitely is.
Sure.
I think it deserves something. I just feel like it deserves something.
And
maybe like they should have put it into the set list or something.
And that too, it's like, have they ever? You know, it's.
I don't think so.
What is it? Anthemic? Is that the word?
Yeah, it's like an anthem. Yeah,
and it really is, and it does close the album nicely. But the thing is, talking about Time for Change, it's like looking back at it now. It's like, whoa, yeah, hey Vince, you're not in the band anymore. Oh,
not only
hair bands are done and alternative music is in.
Right.
So it was not that that's what the lyrics were about, but it's kind of funny that ends Dr. Feelgood that way.
No, and not only does it end Dr. Feelgood and it says Time for Change, but it ends the 80s. Because this is the end of, September. It came out on September 1st, but it's the end, 89.
Yeah.
It's a very prophetic song. It's, if you're not familiar with Time for Change, the last song off of Dr. Feelgood, put it on after you finish with this episode of Flannel Tribe Podcast. Switch it over to Time for Change. It's a great song.
It is.
It's definitely a highlight from the record. So, with that being said, I have ranked the songs that you know. This is what I did. I did from 10 to 1 because yeah, there's 11 tracks on the album. I don't count Terror in Tinseltown to be a track. I consider it to be the intro for the song Dr. Feelgood. So I'm not even going to name that. And we can do it real quick. See how it relates to your favorite songs on the record, Tommy. what do you got there? Did you rank them?
So, like I usually don't.
Yeah, I love the countdown. That's why.
Right. So, we are going to definitely have a Slice of Your Pie at the number 10 spot. 11 tracks on a song. We're going to eliminate the intro. So, we're going with the 10.
That's what I did too, yeah.
So, we are definitely having Slice of Your Pie at number 10.
Wow, that's shitty.
Yes, the song is.
So, my number 10 was not Slice of Your Pie. It's She Goes Down, because she went all the way down to number 10. It's corny. It's not bad, but you got to rank all the songs, and something has to be last, and so it's that.
I have number 9 at She Goes Down.
She didn't go all the way down on yours, though.
No, and probably because it's big.
What is the song?
Yeah.
You know what's big?
Big song.
My number 9, Rattlesnake Shake. I don't like the horns. I don't think the riff is that catchy.
Number 8, we are gonna go with Sticky Sweet. So sticky, it's so sticky. No, number 8.
Ba 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 ba. She's so sticky sweet. My number 8 was also Sticky Sweet. The riff is cool. It's a fun little riff, but it's just, I don't know, it's a corny title too. Like, what?
Right. It's just like very filler.
She is sticky sweet. Why is she sticky sweet? I don't know.
It's semenical lyrics. Right?
Is that what he's talking about?
Her semenical situation.
So, T-Bone, number 7.
All right, number 7. So what do we have? I'm going with Rattlesnake Shake.
All right, Rattlesnake Shake was my number 9. My number 7, you're not going to, Without You. It's okay. It's the ballad on the record. As far as the ballads on the records go, is it as good as You're All I Need? No.
No.
Home Sweet Home? No.
Right.
It's a good listen. It's better than Sticky Sweet, Rattlesnake Shake, and She Goes Down. So we'll say that.
Right. Oh yeah.
It's not a bad song, but it's in my number 7 slot. What do you got for 6?
6 is gonna be Without You.
See, similar.
Mm-hmm.
My number 6, SOS, Same Old Situation.
Yeah, huh?
Yeah, it's a fun, I like it. It's a fun song.
Right. Okay. You know what? I'm going to have Without You there also. I'm going to have it right here on my number. The fuck number are we on?
You're telling
I'm doing 5.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So I'm going to have Without You on 5.
All right.
I don't know. It seemed like if you listen to that song, there's like 3 sections of that song. Obvious sections of it. It doesn't. I never thought it flowed nicely. I don't know why.
The best part of Without You is Mick Mars playing on the steel guitar. I think that's really cool.
Right.
That was your number 5, right?
Yeah.
Number 5. My number 5, Slice of Your Pie. As corny as the lyrics are, it's got a great riff, great groove, killer ending. I think it's a very strong song, start to finish. The subject matter is hokey, but it ain't about that for me.
I think the way they listed it on the album, track listing should have been done better.
You don't think it should have followed Dr. Feelgood?
No, not at
all.
all.
What would you have put there after Dr. Feelgood? Dr. Feelgood ends, and then what?
Should Dr. Feelgood have been the first track?
Yeah, why not? I think it fits right there after the TNT thing.
Well, I mean, half the time I don't even consider that TNT.
That's because it seems like it's part of Dr. Feelgood.
Well, yes. I almost feel like it shouldn't even be considered TNT. It should just be Dr. Feelgood as a whole, including
Yeah.
that intro. And then I think Kickstart My Heart would be a badass opener, going along with the Wild Side connection I've made earlier. That could open it. It's the fastest song on the album. I think that would be a really cool fucking opening track. If not, I think maybe it should have followed Dr. Feelgood to keep that energy going at least, or
Couldn't
kick
have.
it up.
They couldn't have Kickstart My Heart.
No,
Follow
because
Dr.
then
Feelgood.
the rest of the album would have sucked.
No, because you can't have that song. They know, you could tell that they knew that song was special. That song either Kickstart needed to be like one of those bumper type songs. It ended up being, and I remember, the last song on side A.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it would either have to be the opener, the last song on side A, or the first song on side B. That's it. And that's why I think they did that. But what's your 4?
So my 4 is going to be Don't Go Away.
All right. My 4 is Time for Change. I think the remaining songs are all very strong songs, and I can't see putting it any higher than it is. Although I think it's an extremely underrated song from Motley Crue. It just doesn't get mentioned ever, but it happens to sit at my number 4, only because I can't really see myself putting it any higher.
Right.
At least above my top 3. Still a fantastic song that I wish was spoken about more. So, number 3, top 3, what do you got there?
You know what? I'm actually going to put Dr. Feelgood at number 3. It is good, but when it comes on, it's okay. All right, it's cool. But yeah, Dr. Feelgood is going at my number 3.
My number 3 is Kickstart My Heart. It might be because it's played a lot, but we love it. It's another one of those things. It's a fantastic song, but I just can't put it any higher than my top 2. Number 3, Kickstart My Heart. You know what I'm saying?
Number 2 for me, we are going with Time for Change.
All right.
And,
yeah.
I've kind of gave my explanation on that song anyway, but I think it's a really good song. Definitely not sick and tired of it by any means, because it has not been anywhere.
It never gets played anywhere.
Yeah, at all.
The only time that song gets played is when you play it yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. My number 2, Don't Go Away Mad. Now, I ranked it higher than Kickstart My Heart, and that might only be because I don't think it's played as much. I don't think I hear it as much. So it might just be because Kickstart My Heart is a little tired for me. I don't know. But nonetheless, Don't Go Away Mad was my number 2. And Tommy's number 1.
My number 1 is going to be Kickstart. I think every time I hear that come on, it's the fastest song. It's the most upbeat. The adrenaline that flows.
It's definitely an adrenaline type song.
And I whenever that comes on and the dives on the guitar, making it sound like a Honda Accord, I love it. So I really like it, and it's more just for the energy and the pace, and it's a get out of work on a Friday, and that happens to come on coincidentally, and it's like, fuck yeah. That
song sounds like it sounds like you remember the video, how it was showing like race cars and shit?
Yeah.
It reminds me of that.
It's quick.
Yeah.
Scenes are quick. Yes.
Yeah, it's a great song. My number 1 is the title track, Dr. Feelgood, because I remember, I don't think I saw the world premiere, but I remember seeing it on MTV. The video, they're like zooming in on the tent, whatever the hell it is. And it's just
going
that.
into the Dr. Feelgood like carnival tent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was that dun 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 dun. It's just the heaviest thing I think I've heard from Motley Crue. And then the riff comes in, that dun 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 dun, and the speaking in the middle, Come Play with Dr. Feelgood. The solo, I just think it's just a perfect mixing of everything that I thought was cool at the time. Right. Still fucking cool. The fire, he's jumping on the cars. I just think it's a badass song, badass video. It's at the number 1 spot. Dr. fucking Feelgood. Dr. Bon Jovi.
Right. So you, as the audience member of the Flannel Tribe podcast,
Of the plaid pack. I came up with that earlier. What do you think?
I know I heard it already. I
Right.
don't know. We'll have to see how it sits on the balls. So,
It's like it can be iconic. It's like you had the Rat Pack, then the Brat Pack.
Right.
Now you got the Plaid Pack.
We'll see. We'll see how that flies. It might pick up like Epi does.
Make it work. It's like Fetch. Make it happen.
Yeah. So we want to hear from you. How would you rate this album? Rate this album on top albums? That I can't do. That's too much for me. I don't know how to rate albums over other
No, I can't do
albums.
that.
Doesn't work. But I think this is a pretty decent album on a 1 to 10 scale on its own. I probably put it, I'm going to honestly say, I'm going to give it a good 7.
So then you'd have to ask yourself, see, we didn't plan this part. You'd have to ask yourself, what record is a 10? You know what I mean? And then you have to be like, well, is it better or as good as that? Like, what album is a 10?
I mean, just listening to it all, like, would I be playing this every day? Did I play this every day based on the songs that are on it? All that, so it's like, all right, I'm going to go with kind of a 7 because, no, I didn't have this on. I didn't flip the tape over and play it again and flip the tape over and play it again. It was good. I would come back to it from time to time, but it wasn't like I listened to it constantly. I didn't do a whole lot of rewinding tracks and play them again. I don't even know where my tape is.
I'd probably give it a similar rating. If 10 is the best, and I can't think of a 10 would be like a masterpiece album.
Right.
A record that you would put on and never skip a song and always want to hear. Mm-hmm. So I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I would make a 10.
Right. And I kind of feel a little generous on it, but I'm going with a 7.
I'd probably go with a 7 also. Yeah. I think 7 is pretty fair.
Yeah.
What would you rate it? If you haven't heard it, put it on. Do yourself a favor, listen to it, let us know. Where can they let us know, Tom?
FlannelTribePodcast.com. Our email is FlannelTripod. Tripod. What the fuck, dude? Flannel Tripod. Flannel Tribe Podcast at yahoo.com. Hit us up on our Facebooks, our Instas, and our TikToks.
And YouTubes.
And our YouTubes.
Listen, I think there's too many, I'll be honest, there's too much fucking social media. I don't know. The TikToks I kind of reserve for like clips and shit. And, that seems to go, because it's like a really video based. And then I do like pictures or whatever for the fucking Instagram. It's kind of a, I don't know. I guess we got to keep them all up and running.
Sadly.
We have a Twitter. We have a Twitter X, whichever.
Twit us.
So, that's available. They're all available.
I'm available.
Tom's available.
Did you guys fill out that application from last episode, win a date? I bet you didn't. Motherfuckers.
Well, interestingly enough, I have the applications here. There's one from Dr. Bon Jovi who wants to see you on his stretcher. Also, Nikki Sixx himself.
That fucking guy. Oh, my God.
He wants to show you what he means by she goes down.
And who Donna McDaniel
He punches her in the
is.
face.
She goes down.
Right.
Down, 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 down.
Poetry. I had to keep it together. I had a single tear. Flat on my back.
Was
she
it
goes
Sticky
down.
Sweet?
No, she goes down. I was like,
No, your tear, Sticky Sweet.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah. Hey, 35th anniversary special edition box set. Fucking.
It's got all sorts of crap on there.
Comes with posters and shit. The album art is great because they made it look like weathered, like the bathroom that the
Yeah, like that was still sitting in the bathroom all these years, 35 years of age
of uncleaning
and decay.
the bathroom. It's
Very good.
that'll be out. That'll be out Friday. It'll be out the November 22nd.
I would buy it at $115 just for the album cover.
I think they did a good job with the album cover.
Yeah, definitely. I really think it's super cool.
The content of it will be available on wherever streaming platform you. After you're done listening to this episode of Flannel Tribe Podcast on Spotify, you
Make
can
sure
switch
you
it.
run out and buy it. Motley Records.
Yeah, you can switch it over to Dr. Feelgood, the 35th anniversary edition, and check it out.
So, Jay.
Yeah.
Shake it easy.
Right. Take it sleazy.
All right. And that's how we end it.
I guess, apparently.
Later.